If I had to start Spanish from zero today, here's exactly what I would do first. Not 10 things, not everything at once. Here's the thing, most beginners waste time doing the wrong things, but today I'm going to give you tres pasos to follow so you don't keep making the same mistakes. And stick around to the end where I'll show you not one, not two, pero tres frases to unlock dozens of real conversations. Let's get into it. Here's the truth, I get it. Starting a language learning journey in Spanish can seem overwhelming. Do you focus on grammar first? Do you focus on vocabulary? Or do you just memorize random phrases? If I were starting over again, I wouldn't do any of that. I'd take one small but powerful step first. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you today. It's the same move I've seen transform thousands of beginners into confident Spanish speakers. Hola, soy Profe Don Omar, and I've helped thousands of students and adults go from hola to conversaciones reales en español for over the last 25 years as a Spanish teacher. Entonces, up first, primeramente, tenemos sonidos y confianza, sounds and confidence. So if I were starting all over again, the first thing I'd do is master the sounds in Spanish, not mastering long vocabulary lists. ¿Por qué? Because if you can pronounce words clearly, even a handful of words in a phrase, you'll feel confident speaking right away. Spanish is actually pretty simple to grasp the understanding of the sounds and pronunciation. So check it out. The vowels never change. Watch this. Mira, A como A en casa. E como E en bebé. I know you know that song like, hey bebé, hey bebé, whatever. The I, como chico, or cheese. That's the sound that you get. The O is like the O in amigo or go, and the U is like U in luna or mu. There you got it. Those are your 5 vowel sounds, and they stay the same regardless in español. Because we all know in English, that stuff changes. We got short sounds, long sounds, all over the board. Crazy. In otras palabras, if you can read it, you can say it. Now, vamos a practicar. Repita. Hola. Recuerda, H's son mudas. H's are silent. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Me llamo. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Me llamo. Make sure you work those repeatedly, over and over again. The thing is this, when you nail the sounds first, phrases as you continue to learn them become easier and easier to pronounce. So work this combo over and over again. You can even do the vowels like that. I, A, E, O, U. I, A, E, O, U. And then reverse them. U, O, E, A, A. U, O, E, A, A. So let me break this down to you. So it's like when we talk about doing this over and over again, getting the reps in, it's like learning your favorite song for the first time and making sure you know all the lyrics. Por ejemplo, to all the ladies in the place with styling grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your... Right, you remember that song. So you're going to rep that. You want to rep the vowel sounds, the phrases that you're learning over and over again and kind of make a mini dialogue. And then that helps you become smoother in your conversation skills. That's why this would be my first move. If you know how to remember lyrics to a song, it's the same concept. You're doing the same thing here. And an additional bonus point to this would be it gives you instant confidence to actually open your mouth and speak. That's what I'm in the business of. Making sure that you can speak Spanish now. And so how do we do that? Mira, coming up in paso número 2, I'll show you one verb that unlocks dozens of sentences, even if you only know a few words. So if I was starting again learning Spanish, my second move would be to master just one verb and use it everywhere. The verb I choose. So if you're gaining value from today's video, be sure to give it a like and share it with somebody else that you know who's trying to become a better, confident Spanish speaker. Now, let's get back to the rest of the video. Es el verbo querer, which means to want. It means a couple of other things as well, but for right now, we're talking about to want. Why this one? ¿Por qué este verbo? Because with quiero, you can instantly order food, ask for help, and express what you need. Mira, quiero agua. Quiero agua. Quiero un café, por favor. Quiero un café, por favor. Quiero aprender español. Quiero aprender español. See the power? With just one verb, you're not memorizing words. You're building sentences that work in real life. And there's a pattern to it. Are you picking it up? Ahora a ti te toca. Now it's your turn. Comment below. Déjame un comentario con tu oración o tu frase usando quiero. So give me your sentence below in the comments using quiero. Can't wait to see if somebody's going to hit that one famous sentence that I'm waiting to see. So what is it that you want to do right now? Dime en español. En los comentarios. Now check this out. In step 3, in paso número 3, I'm going to show you how I would connect with people right away, even if I only know 5 words. Sígueme. So the third move is to learn how to connect with people, because Spanish is about conversation, not perfection, especially for us futuro hispanohablantes. So check this out. Here's what I'd focus on first. High frequency phrases like mucho gusto, ¿cómo te llamas? Soy. Focus on those first. That's how you're going to make those connections. I'll show you an example. Podemos decir, hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Soy Omar. ¿Y tú? Me llamo Pablo. Mucho gusto, Pablo. Encantado, Omar. Nos vemos. Adiós. Simple conversation. Run that back. Run that conversation over and over again, like lyrics to your song. Now, if you're looking for more phrases to get you in the game, check out my power phrase pack that has 35 high frequency power phrases that you can use instantly or real life conversations. They have the Spanish phrase, the phonetic spelling, the English translation to get you in the game ahora mismo. If I do say so myself, it's the best power phrase PDFs available in el mundo. So grab your copy today. The link is in the description below. So with just these 3 phrases, you can introduce yourself and build relationships. And that's what keeps you motivated. Real human connection. I'd rather know how to say mucho gusto than 200 random nouns I'd never use. Because here's the thing, Spanish actually sticks when you use it with real people. But here's the trap that most beginners fall into that kills their progress from the jump. They spend weeks on weeks memorizing random vocabulary lists or grinding grammar rules without ever actually speaking or having a conversation with the person. Go figure. I've definitely seen it over and over again. I mean, people can tell you the Spanish word for apple and chair, but when it's time to order coffee or a meal in Espanol, that's when they freeze up. So here's how to avoid it. I tell my students and clients, don't just collect words. Learn patterns that you can actually use, because patterns turn into conversations, and conversations are what builds confidence. So before I land the plane, let's answer a few questions I wish someone who would have answered for me when I first started out on my Spanish language journey. Vamos. So here's some of the questions that I get all the time. Pregunta número 1. Do I need to learn Spanish grammar rules first? Although I did it, it definitely can slow you down in your process of being able to have actual conversations with people that speak Spanish. What I now know is grammar comes alive through the usage of the phrases that you learn. Start with patterns like quiero, me gusta, me gustan, and then grammar will start to click naturally. Pregunta número 2. What if I make mistakes? I'm telling you, we're all guilty of that. I definitely was all about, I don't want to say this wrong, right? But you've got to think about it like this. Mistakes aren't barriers. They're the bridge to fluency. The majority of native speakers respect the effort that you put forth to actually speak their native tongue. Pregunta número 3. How much time should I study every day? I used to think you needed an hour a day. But as I got older, I found the actual truth. You don't need an hour. You don't need 20 minutes a day. As I've gotten older, I understand that we can't sometimes, as busy adults, sit down and actually go through and study something for 10, 15 minutes when you've got an entire family going on, you've got an entire job going on. So what you have to do is try and incorporate the items that you were trying to learn in Espanol throughout your actual day. So if you're exercising, you could be working on these 3 phrases that we talked about. Quiero, necesito, tengo. Any phrase that you want to, you can actually use those within that 10-minute workout or that 10-minute walk that you're doing or the 30-minute workout. It does not matter. Just try to incorporate what you are learning into the normal flow of your actual day, and that will actually help you. You're doing 2 things here. You're actually getting your workout, you're cooking, whatever you're doing, and you're actually studying Espanol at the same time by getting in your practice reps. Remember, recuerda, consistency beats intensity every single time. So the bottom line is this: even 10 minutes on a daily basis will take you further than a 2-hour study session once a week. Pregunta número 4. Should I memorize vocabulary lists? If I'd have known this on day one, I would have skipped months of frustration. So instead of memorizing random words like chair and apple in Espanol, I would have been able to create and generate real conversations from the start. So here's my advice. Focus on patterns that you'll reuse daily. So if I were learning Spanish all over again, I wouldn't just stop at one video. I give myself a simple plan to follow and stick with it for a few days straight. That's exactly why I created my 5-day Spanish Made Simple challenge. In just 5 days, you'll learn and practice the exact same patterns that we talked about today. Por ejemplo, quiero, me gusta, necesito, but inside full conversations. By the end of the challenge, you'll have your very first real Spanish exchange, not just words floating around in your head. So if you're serious about starting the smart way, click the link below to join us. Don't just let this be another video that you watch. Take the first step that I would take if I were starting again. Y puede empezar a hablar español hoy. I also did that in the beginning. Recuerda, soy el rey de palabras. If you haven't seen that video, I'll tag it up in the description below. So it's something that I did in the beginning, and I will honestly tell you, you will tend to forget 80% of the words that you actually cover or that you actually review. Why is that? Because you can't use those words in everyday situations. The random words, they're not going to necessarily fit into the conversation that you're trying to have with someone. But what does work is learning phrases in context. So that's why I have things like the Power Phrase Pack that actually works in daily conversations that you might find yourself in with another person in Espanol. Quiero agua, mucho gusto. These are things that you're probably going to say. Those are the phrases that actually stick because you use them on a daily basis. Pregunta número 5. Am I too old to learn Spanish? I hear this one all the time. Adults have an advantage. They have discipline, focus, and life experience. I've seen 50 and 60-year-olds strive in Spanish faster than teens because they apply it with purpose. So I always like to leave you with a Profe Power Tip. And today's Profe Power Tip is this. Don't learn words, learn patterns. Think about it. Mira, quiero plus something. Me gusta plus something. Necesito plus something. Let's see if we can work this out here. Quiero una hamburguesa con queso. I want a cheeseburger, okay? Me gusta Pepsi or Coca-Cola, whichever one. Me gusta mi carro. Necesito una Coca-Cola. Necesito un Pepsi. Necesito mi carro. Necesito una hamburguesa. See how we're just plugging in words that you might already have in your mental Rolodex? You can actually use these to create phrases, and here's a pattern that I want you to make sure you take with you here. These are some of the ones that we have, and you just continue to work on that. So bottom line is, with just these phrases that we see right here, you can express dozens of real-life sentences that'll put you in the game ahora mismo. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you're ready to push on to learn more, check out this video right here where we dive into the actual verb querer that we were talking about today. And I'll see you over there. Soy Profe Don Omar, your guide on how to speak Spanish now. Nos vemos.